35 years ago today, a Framingham clothing store was the scene of a horrific attack.
Yeah, the women who survived that crime have been on a relentless quest for justice.
Now that a suspect may finally be returned to Massachusetts, 5 Investigates' Karen Anderson sets the stage for a dramatic turning point in a case she's covered extensively for years.
A decades-old attack in Framingham.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me or I'll blow you away.
A case gone cold until 2 brave survivors came forward and demanded answers.
It's the opportunity to find him and prosecute him. That's what justice is.
And a manhunt that ended with a wild police chase in Los Angeles.
Here comes an LAPD officer running up to the vehicle, trying to spike the vehicle. And
The 2 survivors watched that chase unfold live, ending with the man accused of raping them in 1989 in handcuffs. The scene unfolding thousands of miles from where this story began, in a clothing store on Route 9, 2 days after Christmas.
He said, "You have a .357 Magnum pointed at your side."
He had me crawl naked on my hands and knees to the back office, and that's where the assault happened.
So he would yell at me, shut the F up, put the gun against me hard.
Police would later call the suspect in that crime a serial rapist, wanted for attacking women in Norwood, Boston, and Braintree. As the years passed without an arrest, the public and law enforcement moved on. But the women who survived never forgot.
So I was convinced that he was going to get found out through that DNA that I provided, but then we never heard anything.
In 2021, they reached out to 5 Investigates after seeing our report revealing thousands of rape kits had never been tested in Massachusetts. They wanted to know what happened to the evidence in their case.
I'd like my case to be reopened. I don't want it to be just sitting on a shelf anymore.
Their persistence paid off. The district attorney and Framingham police turned to forensic genetic genealogy, using DNA from the crime scene to find someone in the suspect's family tree. Then last spring, a breakthrough.
A suspect is finally identified in the brutal attack.
Finally, a face and a name, Stephen Paul Gale. And with that, a nationwide manhunt began.
We worked with law enforcement partners across the country.
Less than 4 months later, the dramatic turn.
the suspect deciding time is up after an hour-plus pursuit.
Stephen Paul Gale captured in Los Angeles. Sources tell me this is where it all began to fall apart. In LA, we unearthed how investigators tracked Gale to this luxury yacht, the Dior. This exclusive video shows him walking to his car moments before the chase. Sources told us Gale had mutilated his fingertips to obscure his prints, and that this moment was actually a botched handoff as he tried to get a new cell phone, IDs, and cash to disappear again.
Calling the case of People versus Stephen Gale.
With Gale in custody, we started to piece together his decades on the run. 5 Investigates followed his trail to Las Vegas.
I had a practice in Vegas and I had an office.
Jack Firm was doing legal work in 2004 when Gale walked in, introducing himself under an alias, Paul Costa, saying he wanted to set up a company.
So I told him it cost $1,500. He peeled off 15 $100 bills.
Gale became a client and a friend, throwing lavish dinners once a week.
12, 14 of us at a table for dinner, and he would pick up the tab.
Firm says Gale was secretive about his own life and appeared to always be working on new businesses.
When he was driving in his car, he always had 2 phones, and he could talk on 2 different phones while he's driving. That's how he lived.
But according to court records, one of those businesses was a fraud.
My first recollection was that, wow, this is something that could be good for the community. It's a good investment.
Debbie and Walt Hawkins got a flyer from Gale promising big returns if they invested in his company, which he said was opening medical offices in Vegas. They gave him $50,000 and never saw a cent back.
Certainly we were disappointed, but I think I was more surprised and shocked that when a detective called us up.
I was tenacious. You know, I looked at everything.
That detective was Mark Medina, chief criminal investigator for the Nevada Secretary of State. Medina's investigation found Gail defrauded a total of 5 victims out of $205,000. But when it came time to arrest him, Gail was gone.
I remember having a strong sense when I was looking for him, boy, this guy's really got a core group of people that are just covering for him.
Jack Firm thought his old client had taken off for Italy.
And he's continuing northbound.
Then he saw his arrest in the Massachusetts rape case on the news.
You can't even fathom somebody doing that. That is, to me, an animal that really doesn't deserve to live.
I just want to get him back to Massachusetts so we can sit in a courtroom.
For the women who fought so hard to reach this point, a new year brings new hope. Hope for justice long delayed.
This is what every victim waits for. They fight hard to have their rapist identified, captured, and then the last piece of the puzzle is that we have our day in court where he has to face the charges of what he's done to us.
And Stephen Paul Gale is currently awaiting extradition back to Massachusetts. Karen Anderson, 5 Investigates.
Incredible reporting by Karen Anderson there. We have an interactive timeline, by the way, of the Framingham case and Stephen Gale's arrest. It's right now on our website and the WCVB mobile app. You can also watch all of Karen's reporting, including what else she uncovered in Las Vegas.